Sister historian Paula Giddings said, "Sexuality is the last taboo in the Black community."
It's more than just a show. It's activism. It has a purpose.
Feelings.
This year was extremely difficult for us. At the beginning of the year when we announced Mother Tongue Monologue, our door was vandalized. We have never had so many people unsubscribe to our email list because the word lesbian was contained in the production this year. What does this mean? This means that this is a revolution. Revolution is never easy. No one ever is like, oh, no one wants to give up their power and privilege, whether that be race, whether that be gender, whether that be sexuality. And so this means that we are all, as Stacey Ann Chin has said many times, living on the right side of history. You know, it's so important and it's so critical to have people be involved year after year. Your commitment means so much more than you can ever imagine. Our feet don't touch the ground when we plan Mother Tongue Monologues because of each one of you. Because you come back, you get it. And that's really difficult to get folks who get it. Get work about sexual violence, get work about ending poverty, who get the work about ending discrimination and about equal rights and human rights and civil rights and all those things that are our God and Goddess given right by virtue of the fact that we were born on this earth. And so this is what Mother Tongue Monologues is about every single year. And we thank you. We thank you. Just amazing. And every year I say this, I am in awe of each and every one of you. Good evening and welcome, everyone. My name is Farah Tanis, and on behalf of all of us at Black Women's Blueprint, I welcome each and every one of you to the space today. Founders, the board of directors, and members of Black Women's Blueprint and the Museum of Women's Resistance, it is our distinct privilege to honor these present-day freedom fighters.
I have never seen myself divorced from a collective, a global collective of women and men and children and people who identify in between. I've never seen myself as separate from that group of people, that global army of people who do this work. So I say thank you, and I say I accept this award, I accept this acknowledgement, I accept this moment of I see you on behalf of all the people who never get to sit in any space where someone says, I see you, or here is a staff, or here is a plaque, or here is a moment when I'm saying that I'm seeing you and I'm seeing all that you do.
This is really an honor. It's, Tony Kapambara used to always say it is the community that you come from that you want to name you, to claim you, to celebrate you, to honor you. This is about something that we have created. So do not be ashamed of the word Black feminist. Ashe.
And it's wonderful to be in a space where you feel like you're at home, a space where there's love, and the love is coming out, a space where you can express, enjoy, articulate, lose control. Yeah. So I would really like to honor that and appreciate it in this space. And to honor a group of 25 women who had the courage in 2003 to set up the Coalition of African Lesbians.
On May 11th, 2003,
a stranger killed 15-year-old Shakia Gunn, who with 4 of her friends were returning home from New York City's Greenwich Village. Shakia and her friends were waiting for a bus in Newark, New Jersey, when 2 men got out of their car, made sexual advances, and physically attacked them. The women fought back, but when Gunn told the men that she was a lesbian, one of them stabbed her in her chest.
I've never been tormented by my lesbianness. In fact, it's a part of me, as God is given as being black. But what I have been tormented by is other people's homophobia.
The homophobia of African, African-American, Afro-Caribbean, Afro-Latino people who insist that homosexuality is a Western perversion and that it is alien to Africans have cultural amnesia. They've forgotten their own names and the names of their ancestors and the angry sea, the sand, and land from which they were taken.
Now, where are these narratives? Why don't we have access to our own history? To the lives of our own foremothers, foresisters, and forefathers who did love and marry each other?
Black people have always had a profound sense of spirituality and religion. The problem is, the same religion which gave strength and hope to an enslaved people and sustained my sister Harriet, Sojourner, and Ida, and countless other freedom fighters, had also been used to justify our enslavement.
See, the black church is a paradox. On the one hand, it is the most homophobic institution in the black community. On the other hand, it is the most homo-tolerant institution in the black community. Many of our black churches Y'all know I'm telling the truth. would simply stop running if the gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender members stood up and walked out. The black church has a don't ask, don't tell policy about homosexuality, and quite frankly, the religious bigotry in the black church is killing us as a people. It is killing the people who are dying of AIDS because the church won't talk to them openly, candidly about sexuality.
For a woman to be a lesbian in a male supremacist, capitalist, misogynist, racist, homophobic, imperialistic culture is an act of resistance. A resistance that should be championed throughout the world by all the forces struggling for liberation from the same slave master.
I've never been tormented by my lesbianness. In fact, it's a part of me, as God is given as being black. But what I have been tormented by is other people's homophobia.
Contrary to what most would have us believe, the commercialization of lesbianism does not signal acceptance. It does not mean all of a sudden the world has found a way to mass produce a cultural belief in sexual rights, women's rights, LGBTQ rights, or the rights of 2 women intimately involved with each other.
Black lesbians are not apolitical. We've been a part of every freedom struggle within this country. Black lesbians are not a threat to the black family. Many of us have families of our own. We are not white, and we are not a disease. We are women who love women. This does not mean we're going to assault your daughters in an alley on Nostrand Avenue. It does not mean we're about to attack you if we pay you a compliment on your dress. It does not mean we only think about sex any more than you only think about sex. I am not your enemy. We do not have to become each other's unique experiences and insights in order to share what we have learned through our particular battles for survival as black women. There was a poster in the 1960s that was very popular. He's not black, he's my brother. It used to infuriate me because it implied the two were mutually exclusive. He couldn't be both brother and black. Well, I do not want to be tolerated, nor misnamed. I want to be recognized. I am a black lesbian, and I am your sister.
It was breathtaking. I'm still processing it. It was chills and just an out-of-body experience.
Each of the letters in the LGBTQIGNC community stand for something. It is a non-monolithic community. And each one group or identity is not so passive that they must have the other speak for them or need to speak for the other. We can reach for freedom in a process of mutuality. We can reach for freedom by standing, speaking, being in community side by side with each other, by protecting each other's rights, humanity, and strengthening each other. And it is up to us whether we go on to just survive or to thrive.